Right, stop number one. Right, these are slabs. These are full blocks, but essentially, you got your input button. All these buttons can be hidden. It just essentially needs to be a pulse. Right, so deactivate this trapdoor. You'll notice, or you can't actually see it, but that is done with a redstone block, because when you do that, redstone blocks won't be broken by water, unlike a repeater or a piece of dust. And then all those waterlogged slabs will then form water at the top, right? So if this is waterlogged and that's waterlogged, it'll form a full source block there, even though, because the ones with the slabs are waterlogged, right? Down here, swaps the soul sand, places it, pushes you out on top. You can just stand there, and it'll push you back out. So first deactivates the trapdoor. Bottom button will deactivate the trapdoor and send you through with swap to the magma block. Right. Second stop. It's done in 2 ports. Got this. Single pulse into right. Watch stream out of nowhere, right? So it essentially pulls this back, then with a delay we'll then activate this and then retract those. Then second pulse. So that's the first option. Then you see it'll go for the second pulse. It will then have a larger delay here than there, meaning you take out the water before it can be deleted by these new stone blocks. That does get pushed up, but I mean, you can't really fight it unless you have perfect timing, and even then, water moves slow-ish. Not really. Right. Second thing. Right. Got a 2-floor whole elevator system, right? Just push an input, you can go down, then kind of swim out if you do get stuck like that with enough height. Push it, it will open up so you can either exit or you can just go straight to the top. Right, so that's number 2, right? So essentially just that takes out under there, and under there is filled with water source blocks. Subtracts you all the way down, comes back out. Same with this. You open it, it'll push you up, then it'll come back in and refill it. Alright, then second thing. So this button. So first step is it has a block swapper, so it essentially pushes across soul sand, pulling down the 2 neighboring blocks so the water will be contained. It then retracts 2 stair blocks connected to this stair block, flowing water, so creating 2 source blocks right under the bubble elevator. You'll also then retract this piston for this block, the block above, so you get shot all the way to the top. See, it's pushed right and opens. It's now source block. Now you get sent to the top. There. Right? Then on the closing, it's a bit more difficult. My wiring is all over the place, but essentially it will double piston extender with this soul sand block to delete the 2 water source blocks. Comes back down, it's pushed across, swapped for a stone block this time, or whatever your hallway is, then pushed up these 2, and closes that. So see, it kind of went up, went down, got swapped across. Then, after a delay to make sure everything is done in the correct order, didn't have to be that long, closes back up. So now you have a normal hallway with just some water dripping. Don't question it. Right. That is the bane of my existence, because you can't also push stairs to just delete it from the sides. to then remove the water source box because it'll delete the water in the stairs, and it's much harder to try to refill the stair with what you push because of the walls. It's a long and painful process. Last thing. Right, get your pearls. Stasis chamber, right? Instead of having, when it's daylight, it will activate and toggle that off. Essentially saying, instead of inverting it with the torch, it inverts the daylight sensor, right? Other benefit is, right, if that's covered, no one cares. But if this is covered, it'll think it's night. Right, you see? No matter how much it's covered, it still knows it's day. So, right, so that's one benefit. Okay, so it works as a stasis chamber, but put your input, it'll remove the soul sand, dropping it into a second chamber. But I mean, if you go out and you're not loaded, but you can still put one in. Because you see, it will power this, but what people don't see is it also powers this. But with this delay, it's longer. It will always activate this first, bring you up there. Then you'll immediately go down here to whatever secret base. Obviously, it doesn't even have to be a power stasis chamber. You just go down yourself, or send your pearl down, out, running into it. Right, so, want it to be midnight now, right? You'll swap both. Even with, right? It's always deactivated. Obscuring this won't break it. Obscuring this, break it at night. But at day, right? Obscuring this will break it. Obscuring this will not break it. Or even obscuring that way will not break it. That's one of the benefits of doing it just like this. I actually don't even think you need the redstone dust, or you only need dust. I don't think you need the repeater, but who cares? So that is all. Yeah, this was painful. Anyway, I'll probably put a link in the description. Enjoy. So, yeah.